Welcome to another episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT, where we will spend 15 minutes helping you build a daily movement habits. Today, we're going to focus on hips and spine. We'll start off in our lying hip position, getting our hip cars in, lying on our side, hands clasped together. And we will start off by going into hip flexion, pulling our knee towards our chest, opening up into abduction, get as much range as possible, internally rotating, pressing that knee back into extension, squeeze the glutes, return to midline and knees together, and we'll reverse, extension, squeeze the glute, pointing that knee to the ceiling in abduction, external rotation, flexion, and return to midline, knees together. We're going to do 3 reps in each direction. Again, nice and controlled. Really try to get as much range as possible. If you've been doing the previous mobility classes, notice that extra range that you have. You should notice a dramatic difference in the way that your tissue feels as you do these hip cars. Primarily that lateral tissue on the hip. This gets a lot healthier the more we do our hip cars, and it will start to feel a lot better. And we'll reverse, extension, abduction, external rotation, flexion, adduction, knees together. And we will flip over to the other side. Okay, here we go. Flexion, abduction, internal rotation, extension, adduction, knees together, and reverse, extension, abduction, external rotation, flexion, adduction, knees together. I'll say the cues on this one. Knee to the chest, point that knee to the ceiling, rotate that ankle behind the knee, pressing the knee back as far as you can, drop it to midline, knees together, and reverse, press the knee back, point the knee to the ceiling, point the knee to the shoulder, pull the knee to the shoulder, return to midline, knees together, and we have one more. Nice and controlled, especially through this part. Press that knee back as far as you can. Return to midline, knees together, and reverse. Excellent. Next, we're going to warm up that spine with our thoracic spine cars. Again, it doesn't need to be done in a kneeling position. You can sit on something if your ankles are uncomfortable, or you can do it seated on a chair. Hands on the shoulders. Here we go. We're going to go into flexion first, dropping that rib cage down. Rotation, lateral flexion, extension, rotation, lateral flexion, back around in front, and again. And one more in that direction. Good, and now we'll go 3 in the other direction, starting with flexion, rotation, turn those shoulders on axis, drop the shoulder down, extend up, flaring that rib cage up as high as you can, rotate to the other side, laterally flexing and coming back around in front, and again. Good, and we'll do one more. Excellent. Now we are going to go into a hip exercise. We're going to focus primarily on a hip extension on this side, opening up that joint angle, and then hip flexion on this side. We're going to feel a stretch in our hamstrings as we do this. So we're going to start off in push-up position. If you need to go from your knees, that's fine too. Actually, I'll demonstrate from my knees. We're going to go here. We're going to step up with this leg, and we're going to lean into our lunge on this side, and we're going to pull our back leg up to stretch the hip flexor on the other side. While you're doing this, if you want to feel more of a stretch, try to look up and extend the back. So we'll do this together. We're going to do 5 aside. Step, lift that back leg up, extend the spine. Back down. We'll do 5 on each side. And that's 2. 3. And 5. We'll do 5 on the other side. 1. 3. 4. And 5. Excellent. Next, we are going to work on extension of the spine, stretching out that anterior chain. So we're going to go into our cobra position, lying on our stomach. From here, we're going to keep the hips on the ground and lift the chest up. As you come up, you can pull your chest forward at the same time. And if you want to feel more of a stretch, push down into the feet. We're going to do 5 reps of this. We're going to pause at the top. So coming up. And down. You're going to take a deep breath in before you come up. Hold that breath. If you feel like you're going to pass out, make sure you let some air out. Here we go. Good. Looking up as high as you can every time. The head guides the spine. That's 3. 4. And 1 more. 5. Excellent. We are going to go right back into our lunges. So again, push-up position. Going to go here, step forward, straighten that back leg, look up, and back down. 5 reps aside. Three. 4. Last one. And 5. Other side. 1. 3. 4. And 5. Excellent. We'll give you a quick second, and then we're going to go back into our cobra stretch. Stretch out that anterior chain. Okay. Lying down. Again, I want you to try and look up a little further this time. You should notice you get a little bit more range of motion. Deep breath in, coming up. Exhale and come down. Deep breath in. That's 2. Again, at the top, you can press into the feet to get a little bit more force into that stretch. 3, 4, last one, and 5. Excellent. We're going to go back into our hip cars next. We'll do our hip cars and then we'll finish off with our thoracic spine cars. Again, testing out some of the new range that we've gained through these exercises. Lying down on our side. Hands clasped together. Go nice and slow. Again, really trying to feel out that new range. You should notice you have a little bit more hip flexion. And then when we press back, we should notice a little bit more hip extension as well. We repeat our hip cars a lot in these mobility classes because we sit so much. Our hips, most of the tissue in our hips are in a shortened position all day. So we want to make sure that we're keeping that tissue healthy. So between our hips and our spine, those are the joints that we need to primarily focus on to reverse the effects of sitting. Excellent. And we'll go back to the other side. Finish the hips with this side, and then we'll go to the spine. Hands clasped together. One way, if you want to challenge yourself with your cars, aside from the mobility classes, you can take a timer or stopwatch and take 1 whole minute to do a single rep of your car. That will give you enough time to really go through the movement slow and controlled, focusing on each tissue throughout the range of motion. And reverse. Good, and one more. And reverse. Good. And we will finish off with our thoracic spine cars. Kneeling down or sitting down on a chair, hands on the shoulders, and here we go, going into flexion first. Rotation, lateral flexion, extension, feel that extra extension. Rotation, lateral flexion, rotating back around in front, and going again. Rotation, lateral flexion, extending up, flare that rib cage, rotate to the other side, laterally flex, back around in front, and one more time in that direction, flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension, rotation, lateral flexion, back around in front, and finishing off with 3 in the other direction. Flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension, rotation, lateral flexion, back around in front, and again. Flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension, rotation, lateral flexion, and finishing off with 1 more rep. Excellent. You are 1 day closer to building a daily movement habit. Thank you for joining. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you liked any exercise in particular in this class, please send it in the comments section. Tell me what you liked. And again, this is a free class, free 15-minute daily class. Please send it to a family member or a friend, and let's get people moving in the morning. I will see you tomorrow morning.